Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn Motivate Me message. And this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so what does Capricorn need help being motivated by? With King of Wands. King of Wands. What does Capricorn need to look at to help motivating themselves? Seven of Cups. Future energies for Capricorn. Oh, working together. How cute. I love it. All right. Bottom of the deck. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. Motivate you to learn from the past. Motivate you to take actions, because wands are actions. Take actions on something. Motivate you to take actions on something that you've been wanting to do that you haven't done in a really long time. Like you haven't done. I feel like there's something that you've been wanting to do, but you haven't done it. Right? I feel like what you need to look at is that the possibilities are there. Like, don't give up on it. Don't give up hope. Don't give up your dream of doing it. And that there's other ways to make it happen. Sometimes when we feel, well, this was the only path that I could have taken to make that happen. But sometimes it's like, well, that wasn't the path that you were to take to get there. But there's a different path for you. That there's not a roadblock, like I'm thinking roadblock. And to look at, okay, if it can't happen this way, how else can I make this happen, right? I feel like it's something that you've been wanting to do for a really long time, or you've been thinking about, that you've been wanting to do. But there's been a roadblock, but there's a different direction for you to reach your goal. I feel like it's something that you've had on your mind since you were a kid, right? Because the Six of Cups is, represent kids, young energy, being playful, having fun. It could be somebody from a past life, not a past life. Maybe it could be because I said it. It could be a past relationship, a friendship that you used to have. Maybe it was a relationship that you had with someone that was a very positive relationship, but it didn't work out. And maybe you're kind of thinking, you know what, I want to give it another chance. I want to give it another try, right? I want to explore the possibilities, the opportunities before I shut it down, right? I feel like there's some opportunities or something that you need to explore. Okay, so let's get some. So what else does Capricorn need to be motivated by, or motivation? Motivation to do what for Capricorn? We have the Knight of Pentacles. To move forward on something. Move forward on something. But you're holding yourself back on something. You're not feeling motivated by it because you're worrying too much. You're thinking about it too much. Sometimes when we think about things too much, we stop ourselves. We're like, well, we find every reason, every excuse in the world not to do something, right? It's almost like you're going in two different directions. We've got the Knight of Pentacles that's going this way, and we've got the Eight of Wands that's going this way, and right in the middle is the Nine of Swords. Maybe it's because you're confused, that you need to be motivated because you're not sure the direction that you want to go in, right, with this thing here. Because maybe part of you is saying go this way, maybe part of you is saying going that way, and maybe you're just overwhelmed with all of the choices, right? And so then you're overthinking it and you're overprocessing it, and then it becomes too much, and you're like, you know what, it's too much to do that I don't want to do anything. I mean, that definitely happens, right? When we have so much to do, we're like, I don't want to do anything. It's too hard. All right, so what you need to look at is the Star, the King of Cups. Just let it go and do it. That's what I feel like this is saying here, right? Just be positive and know that, hey, I'm just going to let it go and I'm just going to do it. Sometimes we overthink things and we stop ourselves from doing something. And because we're over processing, we're overthinking. And sometimes when you're like, you know what, I'm just going to wing it. Wing it. Time to wing it. So I feel like that's what that's about, is just wing it and let it go, right? Because the King of Cups is somebody who doesn't hold on to things. He just does it. Doesn't think about it. Is careless. Just doesn't care. He does care, but it's like he doesn't let all of this Nine of Swords get in his way. Like he just lets it go. And Ace of Wands is just do it. Just do it. All right, so future energies for Capricorn. I feel like that one. Yeah, feeling good, feeling positive, new directions, feeling happy, ready to reach out, feeling emotionally good, ready to charge forward, ready to tackle it. Don't let things stop you, right? Don't let this Three of Swords get in the way. I always feel like the Three of Swords likes to come out for Capricorn because there always has to be that challenge I feel for Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn rising. I always feel like whatever it is that I've tried to accomplish or I've tried to do, I always feel like there's sort of this little bit of a challenge there to see how badly do you want something, right? How badly do you want to accomplish something? How badly do you want to have this happen, right? And it's sort of a little challenge, but it's almost like because there's that challenge in there, you appreciate the rewards, the final destination, the goal so much more because you're like, yeah, I fought for this. I made this happen. I worked through this. I pushed through a lot of stuff, right? I pushed through a lot of stuff in order to get here. Ten of Swords again. So we have the Ten of Swords for that, Ten of Swords for this. Both decks, Ten of Swords at the bottom. Tens are completions. It's also about feeling exhausted and feeling tired, but it's also about picking yourself up, even though before it may have taken you 10 times to make this happen, right? It may have taken you 10 times to make something happen, but the 11th time is when it's going to work, right? You may have had to go through a lot of frustration, a lot of no's, a lot of letdowns, a lot of disappointments, but you felt that there was this push to keep achieving this goal and to keep making this happen, right? And you're finally like, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to keep going because I know that there is this fire, this energy within me that is pushing me to do this. Maybe this is something that you've tried many times before, that, you know, it didn't work before, but like I was saying over here, that there's maybe a different way to approach it. There's maybe a different way to make it happen. That maybe before you weren't ready for this to happen, that you weren't in the right space, that things weren't lined up, that maybe before you were pushing too hard to make it happen. And so all of the pieces weren't lined up for it to work the best way possible. And maybe this time around it is ready, right? It is ready to happen for you. All right, I just feel like those two Ten of Swords for overall energy is don't give up. Don't give up. Whatever this is, right? Don't give up. Don't give in to the Nine of Swords. Don't give in to the Three of Swords. Don't overthink it. Don't overwork it. Don't become overwhelmed. Just take actions. That there's always a different way to approach it. Okay, this is kind of... All right, so what other messages do we have for Capricorn here? Seeing things from a different perspective. This is like my favorite card, is the Hangman out of in the deck. My favorite card is the Hangman because it's stop, take a look, see things from a different perspective, right? Because he's hanging upside down, seeing things from a different perspective. That I feel gives you answers, gives you direction. All right, what else do we have here for Capricorn? Three of Cups, happiness. Surrounding yourself with people that make you happy, that make you joyful, that are supportive, that are cheering you on. Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups. So we have Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. So actions and emotions, right? Feelings and actions. Aces, new beginnings, new emotions and new feelings, because you're like, oh, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to start doing things. I'm going to see what happens and go from there. Like I said, this could be a reconciliation of a relationship that maybe you're just going to see where it goes, right? You're not going to put any boundaries on it. You're not going to put any names on it. You're not going to put any titles on it. You're just going to hang out. You're going to have a good time. You're not going to worry about it. Yes, this person, maybe you're worried about heartbreak. Maybe you're worried about things happening, but you're not going to let that get to you this time. You're just going to let it go. All right, let's see. We have Temperance, which is Sagittarius. So it could have to do with a Sagittarius, but this also represents compromise. It represents back and forth. It represents, you know, finding those solutions and taking it easy. All right, let's see. What else do we have for Capricorn? We have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is someone who doesn't accept less than, that she goes for it, right? Especially with this being connected to the Ace of Wands. It's like, go for it. Take a chance. You never know unless you take a chance, right? You're not going to find out what's going to happen. Sometimes we can sit there and we can think about things all that we want, but it's like actually being able to take actions. Taking those opportunities that maybe before that you wouldn't have taken. I feel like this time around it's just kind of looking at things differently because we have the Hangman here. But it's like kind of seeing opportunity where you didn't see opportunity before. And like I was saying here with the Seven of Cups is that kind of there may be a different way to make this happen. That it didn't work a certain way before, but this time around it looks different, right? Taking actions and doing things differently and taking opportunities that you wouldn't have taken before. All right, what else do we have here for Capricorn? We have the Emperor. I love that. Being in your own power, being in your own strength, having your own direction, not following the crowd, right? Being a leader, doing things the way you want them to have happen. I love this card too because he's taking that pentacle. It's the Ten of Pentacles, but he's taking it one day at a time, right? One pentacle at a time, one situation at a time. Not being overwhelmed of having to fill the jar all at once, having to have everything happen all at once, but just taking it one step at a time. Is that you think about what it is that you wanted to do. And then you start looking into taking actions for what you want to do, and then seeing those opportunities for what you want to do, and taking those opportunities and not thinking about it and over-analyzing it, maybe the way that you did before. And what did I say? Three of Swords. Three of Swords has to come out. So we have, look at this, we have Three of Swords and Three of Swords, right? I always, like I said, I feel like Three of Swords always has to come out. Bottom of the deck, we have... Did I turn it upside down? We have the Ace. Look at that. So I saw this and this, but I'm going to take those right side up. So we have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Wands. That fire, right? We have the dragon. So we already had the Ace of Wands over here. And so we have the two Ace of Wands, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Cups. That's a lot of new beginnings. That's new emotions, new directions, new feelings. New things coming in for you, right? Being like that dragon, being on fire, taking those chances, taking those opportunities, but not letting these Three of Swords get you down. Like I said, sometimes I feel like it's that challenge of, do you really want this? And testing you, like how badly do you want something? How badly do you want to have something happen? And when it does happen, you have that, really you're enjoying that victory so much more because you've struggled to make it happen. Not letting that Three of Swords get in the way. All right, so let's see. We have Control. I'm just going to take these two because that's all I saw. There was a whole stack. We have Control, right? Being in control of a situation, not letting it get out of control or being overwhelmed by things. And then we have Nurture, that if there's times that you need to have time to yourself, if you need to focus on things, But I also feel like this nurtures your own soul because you're having this satisfaction and you're having this strength and this power and this direction for yourself, right? That you're really looking out for yourself and you're not becoming overwhelmed with things. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.